I broke the top 100 in the world of professional tennis, but my body was broken. My name is Jeff Salzenstein, leadership speaker and performance coach, and I want to share with you my experience of hitting that pinnacle, achieving that dream, but not being able to capitalize on it. You know, there's this paradox as high performers that we go after the dream, we go after our goals. Sometimes we hit it, sometimes we don't. In this case, I hit it. This was the dream since I was a kid, and especially in pro tennis, you always have this idea like, what if I could be top 100 in the world? That's kind of the benchmark number in pro tennis. Of course, we dream about winning Wimbledon and the US Open, but if you're coming from Colorado like I did, which is not a tennis state, it's a ski state, you dream of top 100 in the world. That means you are playing in the main draws, in the majors. And it took me 7 years, 2 career-threatening injuries, traveling all over the world, third world countries, staying in weird hotels, and just, it was crazy, the experience that I had. And I finally did it. But when I did it, I was in León, Mexico. So no, it was not at the US Open, was not at Wimbledon. There wasn't a lot of fanfare. I was in León, Mexico at a challenger event. They call them AAA events. It's kind of like a AAA event for baseball, for Major League Baseball, Minor League Baseball. That's the equivalent in tennis. So I'm at this tournament in León, and I know that if I win the tournament, I would have gotten close to breaking the top 100. And sure enough, I go down there, I get through the tournament, and I win it. Now, the problem is that during the tournament, this plantar fasciitis in my feet flared up. And not just in my right foot. It started hurting. That plantar fasciitis started hurting in my left foot. So imagine you're playing the best tennis of your life. You're beating players that are close to the top 100. They're doing exactly what I'm doing. They have the big dreams. And imagine you can barely walk at the end of your matches because you have plantar fasciitis. Luckily, I had great doctors and physical therapists that had taught me this tape job that you could actually get the plantar fascia to stay in the right place, at least not hurt too much while you play. So I'd spend 30 minutes before every match with this perfect tape job to get ready for the match. And again, somehow I got through that tournament and I won. But that's not the end of the story of like being in León and breaking the top 100. This tournament ends on a Sunday in Mexico. And because I won the tournament, it allowed me to get into the next one in Bermuda. Flying from León to Mexico City, all the way to Bermuda took about 24 hours. And when I landed there on Monday night, might have even been Tuesday morning, it's all a blur to me, that's when the rankings came out, top 100 in the world. No fanfare, no TV, no articles about it. Nobody really even knew. But I knew. And there was one part of me that just felt like, oh my gosh, I did it. I broke the top 100 in the world, which means you get straight into the main draw of the majors like Wimbledon. I had the whole summer ahead of me, the biggest tournaments in the summer hardcourt season leading up to the US Open where I would be directly into the main draw. It's an easier path to having to go through the grind of qualifying. So there was so much excitement. You would think it'd be just this amazing experience. I finally did it. And by the way, at 30 years old too. So, you know, no spring chicken doing this for the first time. But when I land in Bermuda, I'm on my own. I don't have a coach. I don't have my girlfriend. I don't have a physical therapist. I'm on my own on this island with really no friends. The tennis friends, they're not really, they're your competitors, and then they're also your friends. It's kind of a strange situation. So I get there, and I've got plantar fasciitis. My feet are hurting. I'm exhausted. I know my nervous system is dysregulated, and I'm actually feeling stressed out. So it's one thing to achieve a big dream and a big goal, but if you can't experience it with someone, it's kind of a letdown. If your body hurts, it's a real letdown. You know, if you don't have your health, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, if you don't have that while you're achieving your goals and your dreams, if you don't have it, someone to share all of these things with, family, friends, people that believe in you, it's not very meaningful. And that's what I experienced at 30 years old. The top of my tennis mountain at 100 in the world was actually super painful. And there's a lesson in all of this. The lesson is, if you think about the metaphor of my feet, my feet were hurting. My feet were breaking down. Plantar fasciitis. To me, that tells me that I didn't have a strong enough foundation in place. Okay? I didn't have a strong enough foundation to build upon. Yes, I could play matches against the best in the world, and yes, I could win some of them or many of them. But if your feet start hurting, it's not luck. That is a sign. That's your body telling you that your foundation is not strong enough. So on a physical level, I realized that I needed to strengthen my feet and my ankles. That's the source of like physical strength and movement, is having strong feet. And clearly I had imbalance and dysfunction there. I also wasn't sleeping great because as a pro athlete, there's a lot of stress, the time zones and the travel and bouncing back and forth. So my body's not recovering. I'm not able to restore my body. And so if you think about achieving your goals, achieving your dreams, reaching your mountain and the different mountains, the different peaks that you get to in your life and in your business, I want you to think about your foundation. I want you to think about, is it strong enough to hold everything that you're going after? Can you pull it off? Are you aware of it? I wasn't aware of it at the time, and my feet, they caught up to me. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to capitalize on it because that summer I was playing injured with the plantar fasciitis in my feet. So let's focus on strengthening our foundation. And the way we do that is we make sure that we have our pro fundamentals in place. Fundamentals that we can practice every single day that strengthen our foundation. And that's how we can own our zone.